Hola, ¿cómo estás, guys? Hello. Today we're going to review a new game that's called the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. The Texas Chain Saw Massacre is a captivating team-based third-person survival horror multiplayer game brought to life by the creative minds at Gun Interactive and Sumo Digital. Inspired by the classical 1974 horror film directed by Tobe Hooper of the same name, this game allows you to immerse yourself in the unifying world of the infamous Slater family as a reign of the terror in 1970. You can play as one of the Slater family members, massacrally hunting down your hapless victims, or as one of the terrified victims desperate to escape the clutches of the sadistic family. This intense gameplay and faint photo presentation of the movie's essence, the Texas Chain Saw game is a prime example of how a horror franchise can be transformed into a successful game-making experience. When creating a game based on an iconic horror franchise like a Texas Chain Saw, it's crucial to accurately portray the story, character, and feelings of horror that viewers experience while watching the original film. The game begins with a gripping narration that set the stage for the story similar to the film with coding text and an ominous narrator. Upon entering the game, you will be greeted with a familiar creepy sound of flashbulb that become the franchise icon sound. Then the music and visual will transport you back to the fateful night from the original film. As an asymmetrical team-based horror, you take on the role of one of the family of victims. If you choose one of the victims, you aim to escape the Slaughter family house. While starting the basement, I had to escape, but be careful. You quickly discover that the Leatherface is down there with you. Knowing you could run into him anytime, the dread and anticipation are built from the start. However, things aren't all rainbows and sunshine after you escape the basement, because you'll have the rest of the family who complete your objective to escape. On the other side, this member of the family you go with to stop the victims from escaping, because your way of life depends on it. Not only do you have to hunt the victims, but you also have to secure property, like turning on a car battery that electrifies one of the exits. The Texas Chain Saw Massacre game features many ways for each side to approach the objective, and you will find that each match will play out differently. This breaks the monotony of other asymmetric horror games that require you to do the same things repeatedly. Unfortunately, I found that the team-based aspect wasn't as prevalently as I'd hoped, at least with the victims, and I found myself often alone doing objectives on the side of the map. At the same time, the other three are speedful of going their own thing, because the victims' perks are better if you're alone. However, it's recommended that you use the in-game voice that with and make them communicate with other victims, so we still feel connected to them. And you can invoke them so escaping the house if you already escape. The Texas Chain Saw games had diverse character, the family and the victims. There are 5 of each to choose from, each with unique abilities and strengths. For example, Cece, one of the Slater family members, specializes in using poison. By spitting poison at the victims, she can easily take them down. Additionally, she can poison objectives to hinder the progress of the victims. On the other hand, Leland is a powerful fighter who can confront family members head-on, allowing him to escape or come to the aid of another player being chased. The game differs from other asymmetric horror games in that only one specific character can be used during a match. This requires careful planning and teamwork with other players to ensure success. The skill tree in the Texas Chain Saw can be intense when you first see it. I spent a couple of hours understanding how it worked and how I wanted to build my chosen character once I had an understanding. Like Dead by Daylight, you have a tree of perks that you spend potion on the unlocked new character abilities. However, unlike Dead by Daylight, you only have access to one tree and specific paths of the tree, forcing you to decide which perks you want. After choosing a perk, you lose access to the other part of the trees. While I innately thought this limited the skills tree, there are nodes you can purchase that gives you access to random skill from this tree you may have missed. While a bit of luck was involved, I was able to build the perfect skill tree for the playstyle I wanted to play at the time. Furthermore, if you don't like having built out skill tree, you can rest back for free as many times as you want, giving you even more freedom. As a 2003 remake, I was appreciative about the game. However, my worries were quickly put to rest because Texas Chain Saw Games does not just use a horror franchise as an authentic but built its core mechanic around the field ascents. Moreover, the gameplay and character progression keep me returning for more match after match, giving is just one more feeling I severely miss from the other asymmetrical horror styles. Thank you for watching, guys. See you later. Goodbye.